We've gotten word, Madame Eva. A new group of adventurers has entered Barovia.
So they have. Now, almost all of the pieces are at play.
Are you sure about them? The last group you sent didn't fare well.
Oh, yes, child. I need not read the cards to know of their strength. I can feel it around us. The winds are changing once again. The storm is almost over.
We've gotten word, sire. A new group of adventurers has entered Borovia. Is that right?
Oh, yes, sire.
A bard, a wizard, a walking corpse, and an elephant man. Now that is interesting. You have done well, Rahadin. Continue to monitor our new guests, and I shall see what these new heroes are truly made of.
Hello everyone, welcome back to tonight's session of Curse of Strahd. With me today I have our players. Tommy, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lortomas, and I play Malin Redkeep, the human bard.
Fantastic. Baka, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm BakaZombie. I play Gar, the Loxon Barbarian.
Wonderful. Meyore, go ahead.
Oh, well, hello, I'm Meyore, and I play Lauren, the half-elf wizard.
And that's all the players that we have for tonight. So, thank you players for joining me tonight. Yeah, I don't think we have any announcements before we begin tonight's game. I think it's just, we just jump straight in. So, you know, I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Follow the socials.
You know what they say? They say if you forget something, then it probably wasn't important to you in the first place.
I say
Oh,
that
that's-
all the time.
Oh.
Especially to other people
Yeah.
who are trying to tell me things.
No, you're right, Beck. It's the socials. So follow us on Twitter, and then Twitch, and then subscribe on YouTube, and then... You know, we have an Instagram, but I don't know who... No one runs it, right?
I don't think so right now, no.
No, okay. Cool. Well, with that being said, is it alright to jump into tonight's game of Curse of Strahd?
Yeah, let's get a recap.
Absolutely.
What about the dead guy?
Who?
The dead guy.
There is no dead guy.
Oh.
I'm kidding, Grizz. You can introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I'm Grizlocke. You can find me on YouTube under that same name and here on this channel. How's it going? I'll be playing Dead Guy. Or
The unnamed one so far. Great. Well, yeah, that's it, right, Grizz? You don't have any other announcements for... I mean, there's Rhyme on... Where's Rhyme
yeah,
on Wednesday?
check out Rhyme on Wednesdays on Twitch, Fridays on the YouTube. It's a good time. We're almost near the end.
But that's it, right? There's no other announcements for this time?
I don't think so.
Cool. Well then, unless there is any protesting, then I guess we can just go ahead and jump to recap. I will recap today's episode, but in future I would like everyone to do their homework.
Okay.
Oh, man, I can't wait till I do it. It's going to be way messed up.
You know, first one's free, but after that, I'm throwing you the deep end. So, previously on A Curse of Strahd, where to begin? Our story started with Malin, a simple bard, you know, being treated to a dinner with one Lady Morwen and Daggerford. And as you were there, word came in that some friends of hers had arrived, and she kind of introduced you to a small family of Vistani who told you of the problem that they faced in their home, which was known as Barovia. They explained that their lord had turned into a tyrant, and that they sought your help, but they warned you that once you entered the valley, that there wouldn't be any escape until the task was complete. You took a night to sleep on it, as I think most of us would do, before ultimately agreeing and taking your horse Redkeep with you. You entered into the surrounding mists. while you were traveling, you seem to run into or run over a large Loxodon, and after bringing him back to consciousness, he revealed that his name was Gar, and that he had lost his friend in the mist while they were on their own quest. Hurriedly, you kind of search for his companion, finding the wizard Alarin, as he was being mauled half to death by a pack of wolves. But, you know, being the heroes that you are, you both rushed in to help, carrying him away on the cart as you lost the pack of wolves, seemingly not intent on hurting the Vistani or the Vistani's cart at all. And you made your way out of the mists and towards the gates of Barovia. And it was here that you met your fourth companion, a seemingly sentient zombie who was impaled on this thick, like, log spike. This nameless creature seemed not to want to hurt you, and so you decided to take him with you as your travel towards your next destination was about to begin, that being the Vistani camp, and within, their leader, Madame Ava. And that is where we left off. So as you begin to load into the cart before the massive, like, stone gates of Barovia, these towering hundreds of feet tall structures that are kind of flecked with moss and ivy and these twisting thorns that crack through the material, rusted iron gates with, like, this dew that kind of clings with its last efforts desperately to it. The sun above you clouded and obscured, and an eerie silence of animals from this lightly wooded area. Why doesn't everyone go ahead and make me a perception check?
Ooh, that's good. That's a a dirty 20 is what I'm trying to say.
A dirty 20.
Perception?
Well, mine was a dirty 13, so...
Mine
That's
is
just as good.
dirty 19.
And Gar got a dirty 17.
So everyone's pretty
We're dirty
fucking
boys.
on point right now.
Aw. Come here, dead guy. I want to show you something.
Yeah, so you know what? It kind of almost happens exactly like that.
What?
What?
Almost. Not with the innuendo, but like the words themselves kind of come out the same. What is interesting, and you catch it first, dead guy. In your form, right? You are kind of used to the stench of death. It's not unfamiliar to you, although with you, you get used to it. You know, you're old enough.
Left
be
nostril
aware.
does not work. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
But you catch on to a fresher scent, not far out, and everyone else, you kind of pick up on it too. You know, in relative time, you begin to pick up on it. There is a smell of something that is dead and rotting near you somewhere.
I smell.
What do you smell, huh?
I smell death.
Oh, I got a whiff of that too.
First, I thought it was just you, but it's definitely coming from somewhere else.
Should we look?
Real quick, what's our driver's name again? He's the only
So the
one
driver's name is Stanimir. His son is called Ratka, and his daughter is called Damia.
Reka. Is the camp nearby with the that stench? Is that alarming or is that normal for you?
The stench of death is... You know, it comes and goes in places. For here, it may benefit to look around a little bit. Saying that, it could very well be your friend here. He does appear to be dead.
Well, if other people are curious, I mean, I wouldn't mind checking it out.
Yeah, you can go looking if you want. With you and whoever wants to help you,
I'll take a look with him.
you very easily begin to, like a dog with a whiff of meat, you begin following your nose along, and you do kind of come to often the side of the road. There is, half buried in the underbrush, maybe 15 feet away, a young man, like no later than mid to late 20s. His kind of got commoner clothes. His, they're muddy and with your immediate looking around, they're torn and they are raked with claw marks of something. Crows have been at the body for sure. Like, there are bits of flesh, muscle, and skin that have just been picked and ripped in random places, kind of leaving this tryptophobic feel to the face. And the area around, surrounded by some kind of paw print. Alaran, you have a wide knowledge of zoology, and this is easily some kind of wolf, especially considering your encounter with them about 20 minutes ago. The guy has been dead for a couple days, but he does, curiously enough, hold a crumpled piece of paper in one of his hands.
Well, Malin, you want to get that?
Oh, not in particularly, no, but well, unless he's like the dead guy over there, I doubt he's gonna jump up and try and get me.
Don't worry, I'm here if you need me.
That's very reassuring.
I'm the only me.
I don't even know what he said, but I'm gonna grab this. As I carefully reach down and grab the paper.
Yeah, you pick it up. It's an envelope.
I open the envelope.
Okay, you go ahead and open the envelope. I'm going to see if I can find the handout here for you.
On second thought, I burn the envelope.
It's too late, you've committed now.
Does this further the story? We must burn it.
I don't see the handout.
Now we start working on making a timeshare in Borovia.
I see the other handout. Oh my god. Wait, no, is it this one? Nope. Shit, you'd think that I was good or but I'm not. Okay, if I can't find it, then I'll just read it to you. Okay, wait, no, I have it. Nope. Hold on. It's this one. I got it. I found it. Okay. This is the one that you have. And you may read this, Malin, if you choose to, aloud. Did you get it? I don't know how Roll20 works. Did it go through to you?
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, sweet.
Seems to be a letter. Hail thee of mighty and valor. I, the... How do you say that there? What was your name again?
Burgermaster.
Magic. Oh, the dead god speaks very well.
Yeah, you kind of hear from the back. Agreed?
The Burgermaster of Barovia send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irene Irina, whatever, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 400 years, the creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbol of good. Let holy men call upon their power, that the devil may be contained within the walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from his evil fate. from this evil fate of ours. There's much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Koyan Darovich, Burgomaster.
Well,
Burgomaster.
he sounds like a quitter. Not as motivated as Stanimir over there.
How old does this letter look?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Wow! Oh, that sucks. I thought my investigation was +6. I was like, ooh. So that's a 6.
That's a letter.
Can I see how old it is?
Make an investigation check.
All right. That is 15.
15. Yeah, the letter itself is smeared with a little bit of blood and mud, so it's a little difficult to tell exactly. With a 15, the ink isn't fresh. It's definitely settled, but it's not aged. You know, the paper is not fraying with age, that's for sure. You would wager at least sometime within the past few months.
Okay, gotcha. I wonder if this guy was a courier of sorts. And who was this intended for?
You can look at the envelope if you want to see if you can find...
Oh, yes. I didn't realize it was like a modern one with the address on it.
Yeah, it comes in an envelope for sure.
Okay. Yes, I will check for that.
Yeah, you look at the envelope and there is nothing on it.
Oh,
just an envelope.
Nice.
is there a seal of some kind? Well, the seal wouldn't matter. The person who wrote it already said their names.
Right. Yeah. You gather, Alarin, because you are of reputable intelligence, with there being no addressed individual or location on the envelope, and with the letter starting with Hail thee of might and valor, it's kind of to whoever finds it.
So sending a open-ended letter like this, and also based on the contents you told us, I don't think this this area where this came from is doing well. If seems kind of like a last call type situation, like a warning. Well, I guess we can take it back.
Go ahead and roll a history check for me, because you've been around a little bit. You kind of know what's what.
You say me?
Yeah, you.
Dead guy.
15.
15. In the people of the village coming out to throw rocks, insults your way, you have heard the name Irina Kolyana. She is the Burgomaster's daughter in the village of Borovia. I will say, also know that the Burgomaster, especially in watching the people do their dues, Burgomaster's kind of like the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of runs the show.
Would he be someone who threw rocks at me?
No,
Okay.
he didn't come out.
Can we just call him a mayor? Because every time y'all say Burgomaster, I think Burgermaster, and for some reason I keep laughing.
We want pickles with that.
That is Irina's name I've heard before.
How long ago did you hear that?
A few days.
Oh, okay. Well, guess we can ask Stanimir as well, if he knows any more about the situation.
I'll say, for the purposes of brevity, if you guys want to hop back into the cart, and you can have conversations along the way, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Back
So-
atop Red Keep I go.
Yes, you do.
That woman is, the leader of this village, his daughter.
Oh, well, I know you said you weren't well liked in the village. How long did you live there? Were you always like this, or do you know anything more about it?
They are murderers. They kill animals. They wield fire, burn my people.
Oh, more people like you with holes in their chest?
No.
Oh, so they were more alive?
No.
Okay. Stanimir, do you know more about this Irina Kolyana, the situation in Borovia?
I'm gonna roll a history check. He didn't roll well, but that's, he's a native, he's local, so yeah, he kind of thinks for a moment. I have heard the name, Irina Kolyana. Well, Kolyana is the surname of the burgomaster in Barovia, the village of Barovia. So there is the valley, which encompasses all, and the village, which we are going to be passing through to reach our camp, but we are not stopping there. We have important things to do elsewhere first. If you wish to return afterwards, we may do this. I am aware of the burgomaster. I have not met any of them personally. I know he has a son and a daughter. Adult by now, surely. Barovia is a sad place. The people there are not a happy folk.
Murderers.
Right.
How do they feel about your lord, Stanimir, the one we're trying to help?
They are in total fear of him.
All right, well, the sooner we deal with him, sooner things will clear up around here, I think.
Of course, we must go. We must see Madame Eva. As you kind of progress onwards. So at least the dead guy and Alarin, you sit in the back of the cart along with the two Vistani kids. Gara, I imagine you're kind of perched on the back somewhere.
Hanging off the back, yeah. Poking his head in the door every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, as you guys go, there's this kind of gentle rocking of the cart across the uneven dirt roads. And it kind of adds this moment of like soothing respite from the strange threats and almost wonders that you have faced just this morning alone. And as you progress further into the valley, you begin to kind of take in your surroundings for the first time. For the outsiders of this realm, you would kind of be accustomed to the warm glow of the sun, the vibrancy and the color of the flowers and trees and other flora, the noises of various fauna scuttling or prancing or chirping that, kind of seem omnipresent in the background of your lives. But here, this is not the case. You begin to ride through these low, forested hills with kind of evergreen trees that are almost warped. They seem to bend or curve over as if their spines have been inflicted with some terrible illness. And in doing so, they're kind of like jagged branches that end with needles for fingers kind of seem to grab at your heads and scrape against the top of the wagon as you kind of progress through this low trail. And given the breezes of wind that shake the arms of these trees in random sudden spurts, particularly for you, Malin, as you are out in the open, and kind of for you as well, Gar, there is a purveying, unnatural anxiety that overtakes you at times as you kind of feel you could be snatched up into the canopy at a moment's notice and like never seen again. Stanimir is expertly maneuvering around the long, kind of like these twisting vines of thorns that pierce the road from time to time, ending in these wilting bushes off to the side, devoid of any blooms and real color except for an occasional red or purple berry. It could be the limited amount of sunlight here that kind of dims your environment to an almost uncomfortable degree, but those like beautiful earthen greens and browns of the trees in Daggerford and all across the Saw Coast have mutated or shifted into these like sickly, almost algae-like green leaves and these chalk-colored barks. And those of high perception, you would hear, in a weird, shift of norm, an eerie, like, stillness to this forest, except for the occasional far-off call of a wolf, a much closer, like, caw of a crow or a raven before it flutters off. And you go, slowly, winding your way through, until you eventually emerge from the forest. I'm going to throw you guys over to the Barovia map while we're here, and you guys kind of get your first sense of where we are, right? You guys start over here in the big circled section all the way over on the right, and you travel outwards, and eventually as the forest clears and you come out, you begin to see low rolling hills. They themselves also kind of devoid of color. The vibrancy of the grass becomes a pale, sickly, bordering on mint green, you know what I mean? Patches of dirt and mud, like, piercing through the vegetation that you have around, and these low, like, dingy puddles that seem like ever present in these spurts on the ground, on the road, and around you. The one thing that you do kind of vaguely see off in the distance as you travel is a large, wide river down to the south. You're not too close to it, but you have a vague eyeline on it. Is there any other conversation that you wish to have on your way through to the village? Fair enough.
I did have something.
Okay.
I just realized I was muted. I'm gonna look over at Stanimir, say, can't help but notice there's not a lot of wildlife other than crows, ravens, and wolves. What's the food situation like inside this town?
There are hunters, and there is, in this village woods, there is some life. You have to go far to find it, and many of the residents, they wind up killing wolves, or that is if they are hunters. The village is a low and squalid place, and it is my understanding, although I have not stayed in there much, many of the residents make their way off of the rats that inhabit their homes.
Sounds like a charming place.
We will be there soon, and you may make your own judgments, but yes, charming. as you progress onwards, you do see, not 2 minutes later than this conversation has ended, the beginnings of like this real squalid village. The shapes of buildings do begin to crest in your very far eye line. And I should point out the fog around here is lifted. You have eyesight, you have vision. And although it is the middle of the day, and you know it to be the middle of the day, the sun does not truly perforate through the sky. So although there's no fog, the vision that you have is still dimmed. Those with dark vision, if anyone, well, Alarin has dark vision at least, you are a little better equipped to deal with this. Progressing onwards and approaching the village, you kind of find that the muddy and oftentimes soggy ground underfoot eventually does give way into paved cobblestone. There is an actual road here, although it is slick with the rain, and where the fog has passed, it has left this, slick dew that just kind of coats it. As you approach the village dwellings that you see, you kind of see that the windows stare outwards into the streets, which are lifeless. No one's outside, and you look into the windows, and it's, in many of these dwellings, it's pitch black. No lights coming from within. No sound is even cutting the silence around you. There is the odd, creak of a signpost, the odd scuttling that you hear every now and then. And as you begin to enter into the village, one more sound that those of you with higher perception pick up first. It's this, I don't know how to describe it other than this. It's not screaming, it's wailing. And it pierces your ears, but also just kind of your soul. The stillness of everything around you that is just cancelled out by, and you begin to make it out as a woman crying, mournful, like bales that just don't stop. And you progress through the main road here. Let me drag you over to the village.
As we got closer to town, did that smell of the dead get more intense, or did it dissipate as we left the dead body?
It dissipated as you left the dead body. Okay. Here, it's replaced with a different smell. Mold, mildew, damp. Just as you enter and get into the thoroughfare of the village, it's just potent.
Mm.
As you travel through, you're in the back, so no one sees you. But as you go, you do kind of see one or two residents that are outside in these cloth hoods. You see one woman turn around, and there's this big black boil across the side of her face right next to her nose, and she kind of just almost scowls at you as you go by. Another man, much older and frailer, slowly making his way from one side of the street down the road, not crossing the street, but going down and down and down, ever so slowly, painfully slowly walking. He also clocks you. You're getting looks, although there's not enough people here to really make a dent in your consciousness. Anything anyone wants to do while you go through this village?
How's it looking out there, Gar?
Not many people here. Usual looks. Not the one lady scowled at me. She doesn't like me.
No, well, she doesn't know what she's missing out on. And at least less people means less traffic, right? Better than Waterdeep.
Mm.
That's all I got.
So, Stanimir, we're not stopping here, are we? We're continuing on.
We are continuing on, yes.
About how much longer would till our destination do you wager?
30 minutes of travel in with the wagon, maybe?
That sounds like the perfect time for a short rest.
Yeah, you guys
If
can
I
short
can
rest
do
if
that.
you'd like to. Yeah.
Perfect.
Brogdon's just like peeking out like a hole that's kind of ripped in the hood of the cart.
Go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage.
Just my eyes peeking through. Some laser rod. Oh, I actually got a nat 20. So 22.
Yeah. It takes a second for you to muster up the courage to do so, but you feel safe enough in the cover of the wagon that you peer your eyes outwards, and you for the first time see the center of the village. You see the inside, and you see, for you, it's just buildings. It's just a town. There's no conception of the quality of life here.
Bird.
Anyone want to keep our friend back there somewhat quiet, rather not get ourselves in a situation in the middle of this town?
I am being quiet.
Not you, sir, Master Loxodon. I'm referring to the other acquaintance. The newly found acquaintance. The newly found acquaintance. The one that is a bit under the weather.
What are you trying to say? Dead?
Dead.
Oh, dead?
All of them.
I don't think so. Garfantis said he saw some people walking about.
He just like lets go of the little flap he's been holding down and just rights himself back in his chair.
Mm-hmm.
There. We're almost there. Elran will just sit back down.
Oh, question, Stanimir. You wouldn't happen to have any more of that amazing wine once we get to where we're going? I seem to be, as I pull out my flask, kind of shaking. It's like running a little low.
Oh, yes, of course. There will be plenty, I'm sure. You guys progress onwards, and as you do so, you kind of get a sense of some things in the village here, right? For example, this building. Can you guys see the letter number?
No, those are DM.
That's on your layer.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, so the things that you get is that this building up here, the big one, that appears to be some kind of tavern. Although not much sound is coming out of it. This one down here does bear the marking of a merchant or shop of some kind, although again, it doesn't look like there's many people inside. Then you sort of start to crest into this crossroads right here, and as you look down to the south, first of all, that sound of wailing, the mournful cries of some woman, that's coming from one of the houses down in like this row right here on the right. It's coming from somewhere over there, although you wager probably closer more than far. And the other thing, this house all the way down at the bottom, which appears to be the biggest one in the whole of the village, is barricaded at the front. Makeshift, but it's barricaded. And I should clarify here, they're not blocking the doorway from opening, but they're blocking outside of the door. You know what I mean?
So like they're
keeping
keeping
people
something
from getting
in,
in.
Yeah,
or keeping
like
something.
keeping something in.
It looks like
Yeah.
they're keeping you. Alarn, you're an intelligent guy. There are barricades on the outside, right? But they're not touching the door, which seems strange, right? If you were to want to keep something out, you would probably barricade the outside, unless you were in a rush. If you're in a hurry, if you were being pressured for time and you were inside, you would barricade it from the inside. At least the doorway. The barricades on the outside do appear to be blocking the road. So something is... They're blocking something from coming in from the outside.
Okay.
Because I did a
Well,
shitty job of explaining it. So
No, thank you. I wonder if the Burgo Master lived there. It seems to be the biggest place around.
you hear the woman next to you go, I believe that is correct, yes. That is the mention.
Is that the direction the crying is coming from?
Crying is a little closer, but it's coming from that street.
Y'all know of any revolts recently? I wonder why it's all barricaded like that.
More vampire bites. I'm losing my voice.
Right, vampire could be the case. What do you know of vampires?
In the letter that the fancy lad read, talked about vampire bite on the adopted daughter.
Do you know anything of their biology or mythology?
Maybe Lauren does. He's the smart one.
I was about to say, would I?
This for you is going to be a history check instead of nature, because you are
Okay.
delving into
Myth.
different things.
All right, so that is 15 plus 6, so 21.
21. Curious thing about vampires, they cannot enter an abode without being invited in.
Well, I don't really see the point of all the barricades if it's a vampire, considering he needs an invitation to even go in.
Maybe that's why it's not such a good job.
You could be right. What if it's all a distraction? A facade?
If it's close to the road, could be a way to keep things away from damaging the house to allow entrance if there's no building there. I don't know.
That's true. If they are the ruling party, they probably have a lot of expensive things they don't want broken or dirty from
Or
this
bitten.
town. Or bitten.
At this point, you guys are beginning to find the very outsides of the village and charter on through and past. Guy, you're on the back of the cart. As you look back, you do kind of see just like 3 or 4 people standing in the middle of the road that have just... They're watching you go. It's strange. It's eerie. Some people have come outside to take note of who you are for some reason and are now watching you go.
Weird folk don't have much time for other than looking, I guess.
And so you progress on. Taking you back to the overworld map, as it were. You guys begin traveling down in a southern direction, still keeping with those rolling hills until the river starts to become a little clearer as you approach it. And you look at it, it's maybe 50 feet wide. Depth is difficult to tell, difficult to gauge, especially because you're coming to a wide stone arched bridge, essentially. But you look down and the water is crystal blue. It's beautiful. And the funny thing about water is that water reflects the light that it's given around it. Water always looks beautiful somehow. It doesn't matter how dim the surroundings may be, especially if it's clear like this. And some of you will probably take comfort in that. Even in the dim, like dank surroundings, water's still the same. As you progress over the stone bridge, coming around and around, weaving in and out through forest and trees, you get to a point right about here on the map. The fog begins to set back in a little before then, and you approach, and something does catch your eyes. There's a faint, still almost sound, but gentle swaying in the wind. You look over and see a wooden structure, big platform on the bottom, 2 pillars up on the side that match with a beam, and from the beam, 3 ropes tied in nooses. Next to it, a small graveyard, slightly encompassed in fog, although you can make out 11, 12 unnamed graves, some of which are either fresh or have just been dug up. Do you guys want to explore this area at all? Or would you like to go on by?
Just trying to get where we need to be, man.
Now, when you say the graves looked like dug up, like, as in, like they were already there and someone dug into them, or they just dug them to place someone in soon?
Hard to say. Could very well be either. As you go by, everyone make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Yay.
Oh, shit. Oh, I gotta check my wisdom save.
19.
To be charmed or frightened?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll say that.
Okay, so I got a 9.
I needed it.
A 9.
12 for
12.
Gar.
Malin? He's muted.
I'm muted. I got an 18.
18. Yeah. Alarin, as you go by, you kind of turn away to talk to the Vistani for a second and turn back. And you look there, and dangling from one of the ropes, head to the side, ever so faintly twisting in the wind, there is a person.
Ooh. How close to your home are we, Stanimir? Why is there a hanging person here?
We are not far, it's just around these woods. As the person rotates, you see him holding a staff with a crystal on the end of it. Look to the side. Shock of blonde hair, elven ears. Shifting around and looking at you, you see a mangled, reflected version of yourself staring back at you.
He's just gonna cast Detect Magic real quick. Make sure he's not losing his shit.
Yeah, you go ahead and quick cast Detect Magic. This is not a spell. You get that. This is not a spell that you can identify, right? There is a faint... No, there's no magic here. It's not magic. It's just something... It's just a thing.
Ooh.
And as it's looking at you, you kind of hear it say, faintly, the mouth not even moving, but into you, the words resonating around in your mouth. It kind of says, what if you die here? What if you leave him alone?
He's just gonna kind of like look down in his hands like, you're not real, you're not real. He's gonna scoot a little bit closer to Garfantis.
Yeah. The carriage keeps moving, and you are rotating to the point where its face is now turning away.
Ooh.
And you progress. Traveling through the hills, through the forests, until you come up this way, right? Up to this body of water. It's a small lake, essentially. A large pool, as it were. And as you do so, reflected in the clear waters ahead of you, you begin to see light. Warm, orange, amber-colored, inviting light. And surrounding it, tents. And surrounding those horses, and surrounding all of that is music. And chatter. And jovial spirits, and people dancing, having a good time as you come inwards to see a number of tents parked around, wagons in front of them, and a campfire. The people around the fire, I'll say you come in like this way, right here.
It's still black for us. It's on the GM layer, I think.
Oh, it is black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think dynamic lighting's on because it just warned me about graphics.
Oh.
Oh, did it now?
Yeah, you can just turn it off if you don't care about the whole map being shown.
I hate Roll20, you know that?
Yeah, me too.
Right.
It has its moments of goodness. Thank you, Roll20.
Good save, Baka. What if they sponsor us someday or something?
No, I love Roll20. I love it, but like, I don't know how to use it, and that makes me mad.
These warm, inviting lights, would they happen to be flickering?
They would happen to be flickering.
Would it just happen to look like fire?
It
perhaps?
may look like fire to you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But it can be a little bit difficult because dancing around it, you see a number of brightly colored individuals, drinks in hand, music being played, stories being told. You pull up and Stanimir jumps off the driver's seat of the wagon, sort of pats the back of the backside of it, and the doors open as you climb off. The two younger Vistani sort of jump out and walk towards their community, arms wide and being received by them, making an entrance for themselves, as it were. But honestly, these people are not too drawn to you guys. It's kind of, and Malin, you've had experience with this. People are people. Come hang out if you want. That's that.
I'm gonna ask Stanimir if there's a reason why everyone has a goatee in this little
entourage. Because when we bought the campaign on Roll20, all of the people came with one character art. That's what it was. No, he approaches the back of the car and sort of coalesces everyone together and says, "Please, if you would like to join us for a drink and stories first, we would be happy to receive you. Otherwise, I can show you to Madame Ava's tent."
I can definitely use a drink.
Is the water safe here?
Oh, yes, here in the Tsar Portals, of course. And you kind of take recognition of the name Tsar Pool.
Yep.
Which you see on the top of the fucking map, I'm sure.
No.
Oh.
You don't?
That's GM
If
layer.
it's kind of translucent, then it's on the
I
GM
don't know
layer.
what is here and what isn't.
If it's slightly
Someday.
translucent.
This is the Tsar Pool encampment.
Area G or 6 or whatever that is.
Area G.
Yeah, Gar will lift Alarin out of the cart with his trunk, and I wouldn't mind waiting in the water for a little bit.
Oh, well, that sounds like a great idea.
I struggle to get
sorry.
out of the tent as I shielding myself from the fire.
Yeah, you kind of see Stanimir go, "Are you okay, friend? Is there something I can do for you?"
Arr.
Right, of course. Trust in me. No harm will come to you while you are here in our company. I assure you of this.
I think it just dawned on me that I think Grizz is literally playing Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
actually-
Frankenstein's monster. I'm sorry. No, you gotta let a Lauren do
Actually,
that. I was like, yeah, he's Frankenstein. Yeah, Monster Barovia.
yeah, I'll I guess accept his help getting out.
Yeah. You do so, and he kind of begins walking you and the rest of you all towards the fire, but with you in particular, he kind of lets you stand within arm's reach of a wagon at all times, so that you have like another support system to go off of. As you guys approach, you see and hear that one of the guys at the front is actually is speaking of something towards a small crowd of people. The speaker is saying...
That's his name.
That he's an unnamed speaker.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. That's his name.
Yes, that's it. That's his name. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Slide to the left. He kind of lingers by the fire. Maybe early 30s guy. This one actually does have a goatee. Thinner than what these guys have. But he does have one. And looking forward to a group of people. For anyone who cares to listen in, you would hear him say, "A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing. Very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the Devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. And when the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground, but were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyard of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls," and he kind of points up in the northern direction somewhere. "I saw the battle myself, with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard, yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the Devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic couldn't save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body, to see, if he had anything of value, a spellbook, a staff. But the river Ivlis had already spirited him away." And you look over, the two kids that were traveling with you are already sat down at the fire, eagerly gazing at this guy as he's telling the story.
This guy's voice familiar?
No.
Okay, good.
Nor his appearance.
Okay.
As you are sitting around, drinks are handed around to you, and you kind of get people coming up and patting you on the back and saying, "What's your name? Are you new in town? Ah, you came with Stanimir. He's a good man, but, well, he cares a little too much." And it goes on, and throughout a number of people, and they kind of introduce themselves around. You begin to become acquainted with the people. They are lively, they are kind of genuinely joyful here, which is a contrast to the village that you just came from.
Filling my flask up. If they hand me a drink, I'm like filling it in my flask before I start really drinking.
Yeah, you see, as you're doing that, you kind of see a younger woman clock you doing this, and she kind of punches you on the shoulder. "Ah, I like this guy. He's got the right idea."
I'll never know when you might need some, and no one else is around with a bottle.
In this valley, lifting spirits is very important. And to do that, we drink spirits.
As they walk up, Gar's gonna like drop all of his and Alarin's bags near one of the logs near the fire, and I want to hear these stories later, but first I must go bathe. And he's push through the people and past the horses and go wade into the water, like up to his thighs, and then just sit down and like take drunks of water and throw it up over him.
Sure.
Alarin will see if he can get like a large drink for Gar and see if he can take that over to the river for him.
Okay. Yeah, you grab I mean, you see him go off, and it kind of takes you a minute to like walk around and find everyone. Gar.
Yes.
As you go up north, make a charisma saving throw.
Ooh. I always have to ask, frightened or charmed?
Nope.
All right. Hey, that's a nat 20 for a 21.
Nat 20. You hear it, but it doesn't draw you in. There is a wagon that you pass, this top wagon, right here. And from within, you clock it, your ears are large and strong. This vague, like ever so faint, just breathy words. You can't make out what the words are because you don't know if they are words, but there is some talking, just this coming from within.
I don't like that much. He stands there and thinks about it for a moment, and then goes to push past the horses to get in the water.
Yep. A moment later, Alarin joins you. Alarin, make a charisma saving throw.
All right. That is... Oh, I have to minus one. 14.
14. You hear it. You get to Gar, right? You get to Gar and you hand the drink over as he's kind of knee to ankle deep in the water. And then you hear it as well. The faint... And you kind of perk up and turn and you hear it say, Alarin.
Oh, you sound like you need a drink, friend.
Something is wanting you to go over there, and you kind of feel your feet move. Just a step in the direction.
Ooh, and this is like coming from the wagon, it sounds like?
Yeah, it's coming from the wagon.
Okay, gotcha. Also, I'm not charmed, am I? Because I guess I have advantage against that, so... Okay,
You are not charmed, no.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll take a step.
You take a step. Take another one. Gar. You clock it. He's moving towards the wagon.
You're going towards the scary voice. Are you all...
Well, it knew my name, I guess. I'm kind of curious.
I'll come with then. I don't want you getting lost.
Thank you, Garfantis.
Stand up out of the water, just dripping. Start following after him.
Yeah, you go with. The noise gets louder, the voice gets louder. Gar, you hear it, just this. But for you, Alarin, it's Alarin. Over and over and over again. And it's louder and it's louder, and you come to the doors of the wagon.
Okay?
Come to the doors. Can you... Does it have like bars I can like see through, or...
No, it's the doors like the back of the wagon that you just came off of.
Oh, okay. I guess he'll knock.
Yeah, you knock. All you hear is Alarin, Alarin, Alarin.
I am having a very strange day. Garfantis, do you want to maybe just take a little peek in there? or here, I'll sit on your shoulders and I'll look. If you just crack it open a little.
Should we be looking in carts that aren't ours?
Well, he sounds distressed. He seems to be screaming my name.
Maybe if one of their friends is hurt, we should tell them.
You know, you make a very good point.
He's just kind of.
You say that, and yet Alarin's hand is going up to the handle of the wagon and beginning to open the door.
I'm gonna grab his hand with my trunk and pull it away.
Make a dex check for me.
Me?
And test it, Alarin, yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
OPC. Hopefully Lawrence sucks.
It's a 13.
Oh, yeah, you beat me. I got like a
Yeah.
was that
Alarin.
6+1, yeah.
You hear it. It's getting louder. Alarin. You open the door. There's no one inside. The noise stops. You look down, and there's a book. There's lots of loot, right? A number of things. There's gold coins, small treasure chests. But on top of it all, there's a book. And from within the book, you both hear it faint.
Have you seen a book that makes noise before?
Have I?
You've never seen one. You've heard of them. You've heard of them. Books contain all sorts of things. They don't have to just be words. They don't have to be written things. And to be fair, this book is speaking words.
Yes. I haven't seen one myself particularly, but they're not too uncommon. Am I like reaching towards it?
Yes, you are. You are reaching towards the book.
We shouldn't be touching things that aren't ours.
Well, if I just take a quick look, we're not taking anything. We're just looking.
Your hand meets the cover. This kind of black leather cover, and your fingers run along it. It's a book. There's no title. One thing that you do see is there is a faint, like, piece of ribbon coming from within. It's like a handwritten book.
Oh, okay. Is the ribbon like kind of in the center of the pages, like a bookmark?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he'd tug at that. See what page they were at.
You flick the cover, right? You almost flick the cover to see what's on the front page, what would be like the second title page, right?
Yeah.
And as you do so, the pages rattle and fly before you. What is interesting is that you are both caught in this. Malin.
I'm getting drunk.
Grizz. You look over at them, you know where they are, and they're just standing at the back of a wagon looking inwards, probably having a conversation amongst themselves. Nothing's happening. But for you two, the pages fly open and stop, and all of a sudden this swarm of black shoots up, encompassing the two of you. Both of you hear different things. Gar, a voice creeps into the back of your head, and it just says, I sense your rage. You, Alarin, hear, I sense your ambition. Before
Thank
both
you.
of you hear, yes. The book closes and shatters on the ground, just closed, still intact. But you've both just shared in something supernatural.
I know. It's very upsetting. Oh, this dead wood.
You said, as if you turn around, I'm just now at the back of the cart looking in at you guys.
Oh, so you're just right there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys kind of both like blink for a second. You've been out of this experience for 5-10 seconds before you hear the guy's voice. And you turn around and he's there. You're here. You're where you were.
Oh,
Oh, was that we're sorry, when we came out of our like trance and stuff, did the wagon look like totally undisturbed and whatnot, or is
Yeah.
it? Oh, okay.
The wagon is totally undisturbed, but both of you realize the book has slightly shifted without your touch, right? Your touch opened the page, but now it's shifted a little angle.
Okay. And do I feel any more like draw towards it, or am I?
Nope.
Okay.
Why did that happen?
I'm not quite sure.
I think they live in it.
Oh, like a spirit of some sort?
No, the wood. They live in the wood.
I think we're talking about two different things.
Oh.
The person in the book lives in the wood?
Never mind.
I'll turn around and just go back to where I was.
Yeah. At this point, Stanimir is kind of looking around. He sees Melee, and Melee's right next to him. He's kind of looking around for the rest of you, and... Oh! Where have you been? It's time. We must go see Madame Eva right now.
Okay, then.
She's ready for you.
You got a scary book in there.
A scary book. We trade in all sorts of treasures and various trinkets that we find. Books are just another part of it. I'm sure that wagon... Kind of looks over. Yes, that wagon's going out of the valley in time, so...
Probably good. A book makes noise and then makes you see all darkness.
Right, okay.
It's not the first thing. Garfantis, I'll tell you about it later.
Dips his trunk into this pouch on one of his straps and pulls a bunch of like grains and dried fruits out and just puts in his mouth and just starts chewing as they follow him. Follow Sandon.
Well, come, we must see the mistress. Please. Where are your pants?
Mine. My pants are on.
Oh. I must have misunderstood that you
Never
went
took
into the
them
fucking
off.
water and okay.
No, just the bags that we were carrying. Do you want my pants off? Is that what's happening right now?
Forget I said anything.
Or
And he turns and just walks you over to this tent on the outside.
Strange people.
That's true. That's correct. That's true. Malin, you go with, I assume?
Yes.
Cool. He walks you over to the outside of the tent, and you see this like longer. This is more of a stationary tent. Settlements can be portable, right? This one appears to have been here for some time. Doesn't look permanent, but they've been sitting here for a while. And before he goes in, he says, "I must please ask you, be respectful. Do not discredit everything that she says. Fortune telling it invites skepticism by nature, but she is always correct. So please." Yes. And you watch as he finds the like hanging cloth double door of this tent a little nicer than all the rest of them, and he just pulls back one of the bits of cloth outwards, showing you guys into the interior. And you go in. As you go in, you see towards the back of it, that one. Towards the back of it, behind a table, facing away from you, is a figure in these like reddish robes that come over the head into a hood, not looking at you. On the table itself, you see 4 cards laid out in front of you, and the walls of the tent are lined with bookshelves that have some books in them, trinkets, like low magical candlelight that's here that just like kind of vaguely illuminates the space enough, but still gives it that kind of low, eerie vibe. You look towards the table, anyone who does, and you would see these 4 black and white cards lying in a row. Walking up to them, as you all shuffle in, you, Alarin, see the first one before you. This one titles, like, has the name Seer on it. Gar, as you shuffle in next to him, the card on this one says the word Beast. Grizz, your character goes in. The one underneath of you says Marionette. And Malin, you go in, and your card is upside down.
Oh.
And it reveals the word Tempter. The figure, without turning around to see you, just kind of looks upwards. You see a shock of faint white, grey hair, very thin, on top of the head that just perforates through the hood. Takes a deep breath in.
So, I was wondering when you would arrive. The 4 of you.
We are here now.
Yes, you are.
And she turns. You see an old woman. What's everyone's passive insight?
16.
16's pretty good.
12.
12.
Wait, we have passive insight?
You do, and it's never used, so I'm using it now.
Yeah.
And plus your insight modifier is what it should be.
Okay. Does it add proficiency or?
Yes. So whatever your modifier is, if you have proficiency, it's already in there.
Okay.
So,
So it's 13 then.
13.
Sorry, I've never seen that before.
So, Grizz. This woman's very old, but there is part of her appearance that goes past age. Part of the frailness, part of the defined cheekbones and sallow eye sockets and cheeks. She doesn't look like a skeleton by any means, but there is something pushing past the normal boundary of age here. And it shows.
Are you a tree?
She shifts her head towards you, and you watch as her right eye begins twirling around, and you see it go from blue, brown, green, amber, and eventually it kind of rests on this like wide, very dark irised eyeball that looks at you, and the rest of you clock it. It matches his. She's matching her eye to yours.
No, my child, I am not a tree. But I am interested in all of you. You 4 travelers.
She kind of looks over to Garnalara now, and you see her eye shift and move at this rapid speed. And it just, every time she looks at you, it shifts to match, and then shifts to match, and then shifts to match.
You have been snooping?
Well, not intentionally. More like drawn.
It is quite all right. You need not apologize or feel guilt. This is predetermined, of course.
It has been quite a strange day, so I can't quite discredit that.
I shall say.
And she looks over to you, Malin. The eye turns back.
You are sad to be here, no? You feel things were left unspoken?
Unspoken, I believe that they shall stay.
Should you feel this emotion persisting, I may advise you. There is another that feels this way. as of about an hour ago.
And she looks back towards Alarin.
But you are not here for insights into your feelings, are you not? You are here for a reading. To determine your place, your quest here in Barovia. Yes.
Yeah.
Drogden
Standing there with us?
very eagerly nods his head yes. Kind of his body goes with it some.
I believe
was that?
so.
Is Stanimir here with us?
No, he said outside.
Oh. Okay. I suppose that's why we're here.
I am going to perform a reading into the fate of 3 important items on your quest to kill the vampire. I will also divine the identity of one who will help you obtain the ending of your quest that you seek. And do remember, should you not devote yourselves entirely to this, you will not find the ending that you seek. I will also reveal the location of your final battle, the location of the death of the vampire, should you succeed in your quest. Are you familiar with Tarroka cards?
Am I familiar with Tarroka cards?
I kind of want to check too.
Yeah, everyone make a history check.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that is not a D20.
Oof. 14.
14.
Where's my history?
13.
Oh, damn it, 14 as well.
Yeah, I got a 7.
Okay, so the 3 living people here. You've heard of them. You've never encountered a reader. They're a method of divining fortune or future that are mostly limited to the Vistani themselves. But you've heard of them. She kind
yes,
of...
you're in there.
I think my mother spoke of them. I was too young to go get one done, though.
She puts her hand forward and you see a long, these are long bony fingers, and the knuckles and the joints almost seem to cling against the skin, pushing against it more than the thin bones themselves, giving her this frail appearance, to say the least. She sweeps the 4 cards off of the table and slots them back into the deck.
Your mother was a good woman.
She begins shuffling them. This is what you see.
A desk.
No.
Yes, much like the one that she has.
What have you done?
Chill out, bro. This is good.
That's what she said.
You watch
Chill
as
out,
she shuffles and then separates the cards into 2 smaller decks, one bigger than the other. And she begins laying out cards. One here. I'll do it in the way that you guys would see it. Ready? Let me adjust this a little bit. So this is your first one, right? Second, third. I think I got this right. 4th, 5th. Okay. And she hovers over each of them individually, starting with this one. She says,
This card divines the location of a book. This book is important in discovering the identity of the vampire beyond his name, and may aid you in defeating him.
and she turns it over. It's the 8 of clubs for me. Right. But in this one, the card's name reveals necromancer. And the picture corroborates this. She says,
Which one is it?
this one is called necromancer. She says, I see. A woman hangs above a roaring fire. Find her, and you will find this treasure. This card divines the location of a weapon made of the purest holy light that turns undead and sends them fleeing. And she turns this card. Nope, got that wrong. It's this one.
Oops.
Oops. And you see, this one has the title Abjura. This one depicts a mage, not unlike you, Lauren. I see a fallen house guarded by a creature of stone. Look to its highest peak, and there its light shall shine. This card divines the location of a symbol, an emblem. Good for those who believe, who have faith. This will help turn the vampire more. Then she flips it. This card is titled Healer, and it depicts a cleric of some kind. Yes. Look to the west. You will find a pool blessed by the light of white sun. And now for the other two. This card depicts an ally. An enemy of the vampires who will help you kill him, should you persuade well. And she flips it. This card is titled Artifact. Look for an entertaining man with a monkey. This man is more than he seems. And for our last card, the location of the vampire. And she flips it. This card is titled Broken One. And she kind of hovers her hand over it for a second. Oh. I see. You will reveal things, emotions, long buried. He haunts the man of the tomb. He haunts the tomb of a man that he envied above all. I am sure you have questions. But in regards to these, I will offer a few answers. Although the people of this valley are tired of its situation. You must go this journey and live it to its fullest in order for you to be ready to fight the vampire. And so she lifts the cards off the table. What are your questions? I will answer.
Why does man outside speak praises of vampire?
Yes. We are a people with Vistani. In Barovia, we are separated into two camps. My camp. We aim for the freedom of all peoples here in Barovia. We end We seek to end our dread lord's curse, for it plagues the land and the people. But there is a rogue faction, another camp, who worships the vampire. He works with them. You must be wary of them, for they will not be as friendly and becoming as my people were to you today.
Look to the others of the group, seeing if they have any questions.
From my understanding, she was explaining that she can't really give us any more info on the reading, right? Like the cards?
She refuses to elaborate on the reading itself, but if you have other questions about personal fortunes, questions about Barovia itself, she will divine.
Gotcha. Well, madam, earlier today, on the way here, I saw myself hanging from a tree, asking if, what would happen if I died here and left someone. I didn't really detect any magic. What, have you heard anything like that, or would you know why I would see something like that?
You are new to this land. You are unaware of its trickery. Barovia has invited you, not my people. No, but the valley itself. It desires you to be here, and now it is playing tricks. It wants you to believe that you are losing yourself to this place. Do not allow it to succeed.
Thank you, madame.
You are welcome.
She turns to you, Gar.
Miss.
I see.
And then goes to you, Malin.
You said we could ask her questions about personal fortunes?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, isn't that what she just did?
She just divined the quest itself. But if you have specific questions about anything, you may ask.
Damn, I wish I'd have thought this through.
It's my cat, Grizz, don't worry
Okay.
about it. Yeah, it's mine.
No, we're good.
Madame, will you be here if we ever return to this area, or do you move with your people?
That is a question, is it not? I will be here for time. But not as long as you want. Not as long as I would have desired.
Well, would there be any way for us to contact you if we need to?
Should this event go into my favor, I will always be accessible. Should it not, you will struggle.
Well, I thank you for your help. I'm sure
You are
my
welcome.
companions agree.
Companions.
Oh, my apologies. The pack.
Is this the pack you speaks of?
You watch as she's still looking at Alarin, but the second eye turns to you before the rest of her head does.
Do you believe it to be the pack?
What is believe?
Do you, in your core, know that this is the group?
I don't think I think he's pondering to himself and probably puts on like a really like he twists his face like he's concentrating really hard, but doesn't seem to get anything.
Yeah, as you really focus in, within a brief moment, right, the rest of you see it. She's beginning to lean forward, and then she just lunges forward, and she's grabbed this guy's hand, and she's looking real deep into his eyes. She lets go, and you kind of hear her mutter under her breath. Those are the high passive perception, so you probably, Malin, would get it first. You hear her say, "Spirits and guides divine upon to me the location of what I am asking." And a card flicks out, and as it does so, in the air, she catches it and looks at it before putting it back. You don't get to see it. And she gets down real low and looks up at you into your eyes again.
"You cannot save him. I know you wish to. It is hard. This is a byproduct of your body. It is beyond saving."
Rise.
I understand.
And she recedes back.
Her table's made of wood.
And I'm gonna walk out.
Does have quite the fascination with wood. Oh, that's a question, madame. Do you know what he is? Other than
Yes.
just a strong undead? We just kind of met him staked in the road.
I'm curious. What you find?
I do know what he is. But it is not for me to tell you. It is for him.
I understand.
Not because I cannot. Not because it will interfere, but because it's insensitive.
Okay, I'll be sure to ask him.
Well, you seem very insightful. What's the odds of me dying in this dreary, terrible place?
It depends. Are you referring to the creatures that lurk here, or your own personal habits?
We'll go with creatures.
High.
Personal habits.
Higher.
Oh, sorry.
How did I know
That's
that
fine.
was going to be said?
You will be okay. Stick with your pack. They will watch your back.
Gar, do you have anything to ask?
I wouldn't know what to ask.
What if she knows about the thing?
The thing?
You know, the I guess Alarm's trying to, because we don't really super know these people that well, but the place.
Oh, you're talking about the Oasis. Well, you're finding that. I don't want to mess up your research at all.
Well, you know, part of researching is finding evidence.
You think it would be good to ask?
Might as well take any advice we can get, really.
Madam, do you mind if I ask you a question outside of this one?
You may.
Would you know where the oasis is that my people lived? It's hard to find a Loxodon oasis, much less when you don't know where it is.
She pulls the cards back. and begins shuffling them, and you hear the same words come out of her mouth.
Spirits and divines, reveal to me the location of this oasis.
And she begins pulling cards out and performing a more typical reading. This is not just a personal question that she has, which is a yes or no. This is divining aspects that she uses to piece together a final answer. And she does so. The cards mean nothing to you. But she looks them over, one at a time.
I see. This is what I will do for you.
And she reaches a hand over and pulls out a book. And just opens it to a blank page. Tears it off and grabs a quill and dips it in ink. Folds it.
This piece of paper reveals the location of what you seek. It is not for you to be opened yet. The two of you are going on a journey. The things you have set in motion today are not irreversible, but they are impactful. You must conquer this beast.
And she turns to you.
And there are more to follow. And when you have done so, when you have achieved serendipity, you will open this. Yes?
She puts it in your hand and closes it real tight and looks at you really deep into your eyes, and you kind of see them flash for a second.
And you promise not to open this before.
I promise this.
Then it is yours.
And she lets it go.
If you tore a page out of a talking book, does it hurt the book?
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I've never asked.
Thank you. I'll keep it closed.
Very good.
Madame, this may be a shot in the dark, but do you know why she left? I guess he's trying to see if you can know if he's talking about his mother as well.
Yeah. She looks at you and an eyebrow cocks for a second. Her hands linger over the deck.
You know what? I do. And this answer, you may find before you know it.
Well, thank you. I guess.
You are welcome. If there is nothing else, I am afraid I must away, back to my work.
Yes, and I feel as though I must away to some more of that wine.
Do you feel that?
I kind of look at her, just kind of. She me the fuck out, man. It's like, yeah. I'm gonna. Well, I'll be outside, and I'm just gonna.
He just leaves, yeah. Finding Ark outside.
She speaks bullshit.
Hey, some of my flasks.
Well, Garfantis, I believe I need a little bit more of that fine drink as well. Thank you for your time, madame. We will leave you to yours.
Of course. Before you go, there is a person who requires your attention back within the village of Barovia. Should you choose to, you may rest the night here, or you may go there first.
Is she
and rest with
screaming?
them. She is not. Not this specific person, although that one could also use your help.
Do you know who they are?
I do.
Well,
Will you tell us?
Yes, thank you for asking. The person that you seek, her name is Irina Koliana.
That's the adopted daughter of the Burgermeister.
Adopted, you say?
That's what the letters said that we found. She was bitten by a vampire. I think they said vampire, but it was spelled vampire.
I see. So you are privy to information.
Somewhat.
The choice is yours. Stanimir will take you back to Barovia if you wish. But should you choose to stay the night, you are also welcome to do that.
do we have to help her tonight, or can we help her tomorrow morning?
I would not wait more than a night.
Oh, dear.
What does she need help with, do you know? And will you
That's a
tell
very
us?
good question. You should ask her. Not
All
because
right.
I don't know, but because it's insensitive.
Yes, of course. My apologies.
Is she any danger?
Perhaps you should ask her.
Okay. Could she possibly help us with our quest?
There are many things that she could do. Help, not help, harm. Be wary.
Okay. Well, we can talk to the others about it.
You
Seems
should
like
go if she needs help, though.
yeah,
Stanimir could tell us stories on the way.
that is very true, Garfantis. Well, I'm sure we can convince them. And if I can't, you are quite large, Garfantis, and we'll convince them otherwise. And Alarin will just kind of duck out of the tent, I guess.
Gar will push his way through the tent after him.
Yeah. You guys emerge from the Tarroka card reading with the strange teller, Madame Ava. With many of you, I'm sure, feeling a little vulnerable, as it were. A little seen into.
Question.
Yep.
How long have we been here?
You've been here between an hour and 2 hours.
Oh, how would I feel with the whole fact that I've been drinking a lot of wine since we got here?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
By the way,
Oh,
when Malin handed me that flask, I sniffed it and started dumping it out.
no, I grab it back and he starts dumping it out. Like, if I see him go to dump it out, I'm gonna yank it out your hand.
What is this?
It's good for your soul. So I start drinking.
This
I rolled a nine.
water is bad. Do not
What would you get
drink.
on your con save?
Yeah, it was a 9.
9. You don't even know if you'll remember this reading.
No,
Oh, real quick.
I'm gonna go hang out with some campfire.
The rest of us, we would have seen like the titles of everyone's cards, right? Since they were kind of like all on the table in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just checking. Well, gentlemen, I believe the madame thinks we should help the girl from the letter, the adopted daughter, Irina, and that we should ask Stanimir to take us back to Borovia. I believe we should help her because it could assist us in our quest to deal with the Dreadlord. But she said we need to leave tonight. We can't rest here if we want to aid her.
She said you could rest there if you wanted to. She wouldn't recommend waiting more than a night.
Oh, sorry. I understood
Gar
that
just
wrong.
pushed the emergency of it.
Barovia, not kind to me.
Well, perhaps we could ask some of our fine Vistani friends here if they have some garb to hide that hole of yours and maybe conceal you a little bit. That way they won't know.
Peace.
Wait, did you say peace or please?
Face.
Face.
Oh, face. Yeah, we how well can you see if I, and he's gonna like hold his hand in front of your eyes. Can you see through that?
See through your hand?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure. You know, you're quite a anomaly for me. Maybe we can ask some people here if they have a veil. You can definitely see through one of those. I guess feeling good about that, Alarin's gonna start asking around camp, see if he can get some clothes and a veil.
It'd be
for his
hilarious. They find like an actual like wedding veil.
Well, we'll see. So
gown.
as you turn,
I think my clothes are fine. I just need to hide like my face and my smell. But
yeah, as you turn to go and mingle with the Vistani again, you hear another tale begin to be told. Except this one is
Every time.
in almost poetic fashion. It's almost in rhyme.
Of the Frost Maiden.
Of the Frost Maiden. Rhyme. Frost Maiden. Yeah, you kind of hear a different guy is up on the stand, as it were. There's no real stand, but
It's a little soapbox.
with a soapbox. All the attention's on him. And you hear him say, "The pumpkin lord of rage and killing is soil and flesh and bones he's tilling. Killed a boy not 3 days back, stole his name and now he's Jack." Do you want to cut it off?
no, I'm joking. I didn't say anything. I'm just
Oh,
joking
okay.
because I know what this is.
I don't go. He continues. Get a couple scouts from the other guys. He continues and says, "They shot the Lord square in his head. Only bullets of silver hurt till dead. Upon my grave you'll find the gun. Hit monster inside and then he's done. The Demon Lord fought party of 5 in a field of pumpkins come alive. They slew the demon with silver gun and all heroes surviving, except for one. Then came along the great vampire and left no corpses for funeral pyre." And the fire blazes with a fleck of more magical embarrassment in it. And there's a couple of cheers around from the audience that are culminated.
It went too fast.
Does Alara know what a gun is?
Yeah, you know what a gun is.
Okay, just checking.
Pumpkins do not have kings.
If all survived but one, couldn't you just say only one survived?
That doesn't rhyme. You have to make it rhyme. That's the point.
You have to slow it down next time too. I couldn't enjoy it.
Oh, would you like me to do it again?
Yes, please.
The pumpkin lord of rage and killing, and he'll
That's
go
a
on. I'll
good
say it
pace.
in
I
my
like that.
normal accent, shall I?
I got it. That's just a Gar thing. You don't have to repeat it.
Okay. All right. Fine.
If you want to, you can retell
No,
the harrowing
no,
story
no.
of, hey, if you want to hear that story, go to Swindler's Den on YouTube.
No. Listen, bro. I just wrote that. Doesn't matter to me.
Can you read the last 3 lines?
I'll read the whole thing. How about that?
Just the last 3.
It says, "The pumpkin lord of rage and killing, his soil of flesh and bones he's tilling. Killed a boy not 3 days back, stole his name, and now he's Jack. They shot the lord square in his head, only bullets of silver hurt till dead. Upon my grave you'll find the gun, hit monster inside, and then he's done. The demon lord fought party of 5, in a field of pumpkins come alive. They slew the demon with silvered gun, all heroes surviving except for one. Then came along the great vampire and left no corpses for funeral pyre.
I guess silver would be pretty useful.
I'm off in a corner with some other Vistani playing on my loot and getting drunk with them because they all seem to be fun.
You want to do a betting game?
Yeah, fuck it. I got money.
How much are you putting down?
Oh, what's the game?
The game is one that I'm inventing right now. It will involve 3 checks. Yes, it will. It will involve... This is a revamped version of Liar's Dice. You're aware of Liar's Dice?
Jeez.
No.
Liar's Dice is a game.
It's not easy to learn, I don't think.
Close enough. You have a cup full of a number of dice, and you shake the cup, and you look at the dice, and you have to wager a number of points based on how many dice of pairs you have, right? That's how it works, Chris? Pairs or trios or whatever.
I deleted that information, but yeah, I think it's something that you would be like 3 threes. Yeah, something like that.
The idea is that you start small and you keep going and you bluff until everyone basically pulls out their bids. And if you have the most dice, or if you have the strongest dice, which would be like 6 sixes, for example, then you win. But if someone calls you out and says you're a liar, and you don't have the number of dice that you say that you have, then you lose. Right?
Mm-hmm. And if they call you out and you do have that number, they lose.
So what it will involve is you will place a bet down. I will give you... You will roll... How many d6s you got in front of you, Tommy?
Like 9.
Okay, we'll do 4. You'll roll 4d6.
46.
Should you want to cheat, I'll give you a sleight of hand check. And then you have to decept with rolls to see how well you can deceive people. And you can insight against people's rolls if you want.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Is anyone else coming in on this? You can all play.
Oh,
I'm pretty soft.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Everyone who wants to play, get
Fuck it.
46.
I'll play it.
Bidding starts at 2 gold.
All right, I got that.
Nice, thanks. All right, I have that as well.
Where would... I don't know how to use D&D Beyond. Where is my money?
Should be above your inventory. I think.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
I already know I'm losing this 2 gold, so I'm just gonna take it out right
Okay.
now.
So it's you guys against, I'll say, 1 Vistani, because I'm 1 guy. How about that? So roll your 46. These are the rules, right? Let's say you're going with 3 4s versus 4 3s. The number of dice that you have the same is the key factor. So the 4 3s would beat the 3 4s. And then if you had 4 4s versus 4 3s, the 4 4s would win, right? So I need everyone to DM me your rolls.
Okay.
Okay.
And if you are...
No, I'm just kidding.
If you are cheating and you want to do 1 reroll, then I need you to roll a sleight of hand check and DM that to me. I'm making a mini game up on the spot, you guys. Isn't this crazy?
That is crazy. Now, just trying to remember with the betting, are you betting on the amount of dice collectively across everyone, or what's in your cup you're claiming?
You're betting what you have against everyone else.
Okay.
So the idea is to out bluff everyone, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have shit, if you have shit, then Then say it. Okay. So everyone has their stuff. The bidding will start with the Vistani. Let's make this guy. He's going to be Welsh, because why not? He's going to say, I've got 3 ones. And then the next person around will be Alarin. We'll say.
I've got 3 2s.
Next person around is Grizz.
I've got 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 5.
Right. I'd recommend you pull out because you haven't got shit.
That's what my dad said. Sorry.
I know we all know what you've got, so you're not going to beat any of us.
Oh.
I just like pull the cup back toward me.
Great. You, sir.
Let's see. Can I insight Lauren to see if he's telling the truth about having 3 2s?
Yeah, roll contested insight versus deception.
Okay, let's see.
My insight is shit.
My deception is shit, so...
I got a 15 on my insight. 13
I
plus
got
2.
16 on deception.
Damn.
So you believe them.
17 minus 1.
3 2s.
3 2s. You want to go up?
Oh, sorry. No, I think I'll stay there.
Are you staying?
How do I call out this son of a bitch?
You say he's a liar.
I'm gonna call him a liar. Well, I think you might be lying there.
To Alarin?
No, to the guy. Didn't you say your guy said 3 2s also, or were you
3-2.
just? Yeah, because I'm gonna call him a liar.
I can't
see that other
There's
one.
3 2s.
That's 2. That's
Oh.
a 2, and that's a 2.
Damn. I think
So
it's
all
funny.
of your gold, your 2 gold, goes to him.
Okay, that's his. I had 3 2s also. I had 3 2s and a 6.
Damn.
The other 2 gold from Grizz's character is then split amongst the pot because you weren't called out, Meyore. You keep your money and you gain 1 gold. This guy just gained 3 gold, essentially. Because he got called out, so he gains your stuff and then half of the pot. Wait, the pot was already... No, yeah, I'm right. Okay, so you gain a gold, Alarin,
Sweet.
and he's gained 3. Great. Awesome. Yeah. For brevity's sake...
Chance.
For brevity's sake, what we're going to do is, if you guys want to keep doing this, we'll keep doing it after the game is over, and we'll just play a bunch if you want. That's fine. But what are you guys doing in the rest of the day?
I'm asking around for a veil. That's what I was told.
Okay, go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. I've got to put music back on.
Whoa. Hey, Equal, can you do me a favor with that song in particular? Can you bring the volume down on it?
Yes, sir. How's that?
It's better. It's just whenever you change to that one particular, it peaks out the audio for some reason. Sorry, what was it? It was a persuasion.
Persuasion.
It's not great. It was a 5. No, it was an 8. I'm sorry, because I ended up rolling twice, and I realized the first time I had already rolled.
It doesn't matter. That's still shit. Yeah, you go around and you get a few puzzled looks. People not quite understanding what you're asking for. You go up to one guy and he's like, "You mean you are in to know a veil, or you are in the veil, or Are you in emotional turmoil?
No. Never mind.
You go up to the next guy, who's actually a woman. I'm not sure if I went up. You go up to the next woman who like sits down with you, and she kind of like, as you're talking to her, she's like, right, okay. Fail.
Yes.
Fail. And she's looking really hard at your mouth to make sure that's what you're saying.
I'm going like this. I'm like blocking my eyes because that's what that's what Alarin did.
Wait right here. And she goes and she disappears off into a wagon and comes back, and she's holding a white veil with like a band that comes down the sides, leaving the top of the head.
Perfect.
You know, this was for my daughter when she got married, but she's not fucking getting married. She can't keep a man down to save her life. So I would like for you to have it. She hands it over.
Thank you.
I'm sure it will look. It looks wonderful. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all.
Good, good. And she sort of shakes your hand and kind of pulls it back and wipes off a little bit of loose flesh and detritus and goes back, and you kind of see her walk over to her daughter, who's like, Mom! And she's like, I'm just saying, I have been waiting for 10 years and you cannot keep a man for shit. So don't blame me when I give your veil to a dead man, you can earn it back.
All right.
So, Alarin would take its winnings and run.
His 1 gold winnings.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
And would have also continued looking for the veil, but I guess would see with his veil.
Yes, sir.
Oh, real quick, Grizz, too. Like, I know you were impaled, but like, do you have like a tunic or something like covers it, or are you just walking around with like a straight up hole through your body?
Like I'm wearing like this kind of like black robe that's got like this really long feet, like this really long neck thing, but like it's like tattered and ripped. But there's cloth, you know. It's my stomach is exposed, but it's you gotta probably like bandage around me if that's what you mean.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Well, this is an interesting point. Did you bandage him?
I don't think I gave him any aid, no.
Yeah, I think there would be, like, you would be able to see a little bit of the hole then. So if you wanted to, like, bandage it or something, I guess. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it would look cool.
So, yeah, he'll ask around, and do you have any bandages for my friend? He has quite the nasty wound.
The guy who you're talking to, not even looking at you, says, yeah, in the back of the wagon.
If you look past him, I'm like, kind of like scratching at my big gaping hole in my stomach, picking out like things out of it.
He kind of pulls out an intestine and puts it back in.
Alarin will cautiously walk to the wagon with the bandages.
Yeah, it's super easy to see. Like, they have it like on the side of the wall. It's like right in plain view. They don't care if you take it.
Gotcha. So he'll grab that, take it over to so I think this might help if we hide that hole there. That way they don't recognize you, because I think they would remember putting you on a spike. So do you mind if I do it for you?
Lifts his arms over his head without saying anything.
Make a medicine check for me, Alarin.
Okay. Let's see. That is a 17.
Curious thing. When you begin wrapping the bandages around, and you can see inside the hole, something's in there that is not supposed to be.
I want to roll sleight of hand. A 10.
What'd you get? A 10? Does that beat out your passive perception?
Oh, I have passive perception of 11.
Yeah.
So no.
So he notices you looking into the hole, and he kind of begins to bat your head away a little bit, but you just manage to get a good glimpse of it. Something's in the corpse. It shouldn't be there. like a dark. It's difficult to see in the low light, but the fire just does briefly flicker over. It's like dark brown that kind of stretches upwards.
Do I have a better eye with dark vision?
For the purposes of your 11 passive perception, no.
Actually, dark vision's in grayscale, so.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay. So you're getting the vibe that I don't know. He did bat my head. Seemed kind of cagey about it, so I'll just keep wrapping the wound and won't say anything.
Sure.
Get it all covered up. Well,
Wrap the wound.
I think that looks great. There's no way they'll know. Are you still wearing the veil as well?
Yes.
Nice. It looks fabulous.
When are we going?
So I think we could probably go first thing in the morning. Now that I remember actually apparently hearing it right.
Okay.
Feel like we could all use a rest after a big long day like that. What do you say, Malin? Kind of.
Oh, yes. I'm like kind of laughing and I'm a little drunk.
All right. Garfantis, do you have everything you need for tomorrow?
If we're not going till tomorrow, I'm gonna go listen to more stories.
I'll join you. I'd like to hear more about this land.
He picks up one of the bags and sets it down like right in front of where people are telling the stories at, and opens it up and is just shoveling grain and dried fruit out of it into his mouth as he listens to stories.
So you guys are staying here for the night?
Yes.
Okay. So, as you're going to stay here for most of the day and then sleep the night. And as we prepare for a short time lapse, we're going to go ahead and take our break now, a little bit of a late break. And yeah, well, we'll be back in like 10-15 minutes. So that's what we'll do.
See you in a little bit.
Welcome back. So, as the sounds of song and stories fill the air for the remainder of your day, here at the Vistani camp, the Serpool encampment, is there anything specific that you guys want to get done here in the day?
No, I mean, nah.
Nope. I think Garfantis and Elloran were just listening to stories the rest of the evening.
Yeah, absolutely, and you do so. In standing around with the Vistani here and learning of what they, of what they do, how they live. This group does venture out of the mist. They are allowed to. The Vistani in general, Strahd allows to enter and exit the mists at their will, basically, which is super cool. You learn a little more about their camp and the delineation between the other camp in Barovia that is also Vistani, and you also kind of learn a little bit about like some of the other camps or some of the other communities of Vistani that have left Barovia. Like for example, there's probably one around Waterdeep somewhere. Many of them have. Let me restart. Many of the Vistani that used to live in Borovia have fled because of the bleak, dreary, just shitty lifestyle that you live here. A lot of people have forsaken the land and don't want to be here anymore, basically. Madame Ava's group and the next group choose to stay. Madame Ava because they want to make a difference, they want to help the land, and the other group because they work with and for Strahd. And in doing so, they talk to you a little bit about their opinions. So, I will jot this down if you want to, and you can have it here. But in terms of Vistani beliefs, In the book, they have sections of what they believe, so I'll go through them. About Strahd. They believe that Strahd comes from a royal bloodline. He died centuries ago, and subsequently was turned into a vampire. And they know that the Barovians in the village of Borovia, they refer to him as the devil. He has taken many consorts in his time, but he had one true love that he declared for himself. This was a Barovian peasant girl hundreds of years ago whose name was Tatiana. They also know that he named the castle Ravenloft after his mother, whose name was Queen Ravenovia. Yeah, that's what they know about Strahd. When it comes to Barovia itself, they know that before Strahd was a vampire, when he was living, he conquered it. Those residents who were living in the valley, he basically slew them where they stood and took the valley for itself and named it after his father, whose name was King Barov. And another thing that you find particularly pertinent here is that he uses woodland creatures, but specifically wolves and bats, to spy on people. There is general hubbub and murmur around that Strahd kind of knows everything that's going on in the realm. Yeah, I'm going to give you that.
Sweet.
And one other thing. The only other thing that I'm gonna give you is that first of all, some Vistani are no, that doesn't make sense. Never mind. The other thing I'm going to give you is that they believe that the souls of those who die within Barovia are somehow prevented or barred from escaping into the afterlife. And so if you die in Barovia, your soul is trapped here forever. And you become a prisoner here. Which also kind of, for you particularly, Alarin, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, oh, not least of all because earlier in the day, you had some dark reflection of yourself say, what if you die here? What if you were forgotten and whoever it was talking about never knew that you died?
Yikes.
You'd never be able to escape.
What is a soul?
Who are you asking?
I guess just the group in general. Maybe I see that Alarin looks rather discomforted, so I guess I'd say it to him.
Well, that's quite a complicated question there, huh? But, guess we could just say a soul is what makes you you. And if it can never leave, well, you're trapped here forever. And that would just be very unfortunate, because a lot of people have a lot of different beliefs on where their soul would go when they pass. So I think most of those are better than getting stuck here.
You is made of wood, though, not soul.
Your staff, I remember. Oh, so do you not think you have a soul? Or do you think your soul is your you?
You is what makes you you.
Well, you better keep that staff safe then.
I was made of you. So, I have a soul?
I think so. The fact that you're even asking if you have one, I think that's a good indicator.
Go back to the machines when they take over.
Now, unless your thoughts are all a complex sequence of ones and zeros. But yes, I think you have a soul.
What does a soul do?
Well, not much, other than cause you grief, but also bring you happiness and generally just, help you live life, I guess. Also, we've got to come up with something better than it's kind of weird to say. It might confuse people if we meet them in town. You sure you don't have a name?
Do you want me to have a name?
I think it would make it easier on everyone.
I will think on it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I'll just keep on listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they give you a little information about the geography of the valley itself, and basically they just really impart on you the advice to stick to the road, don't wander too far off. You don't need to tell you that, but that's what they give you. Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions for them? Anything you want to do? Cool. So, you guys decide to bed down here with the Vistani for the night.
Bed down with them.
Yep. You bed down. You hang out. And you take a rest. I'm thinking for a second here.
We all die.
I mean, I don't really rest, I don't think. Besides technically I meditate for 4 hours or something.
And you do the Elvins thing.
Yeah, I still rest for a full night. That damn human blood.
Damn it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do it.
Oh god.
I think we are.
Damn it.
As you head
we should have left.
to sleep for the night, Gar and Alarin, you find yourselves slipping into unconsciousness. For the first time in these strange and dark lands, if you don't count being knocked out. You put the beast in your pillowcase that you still have, that you never let go of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Put it down for the night. That I will say that stays with you. It's fine. Whatever. Fuck it. It's here now. You have a
We
pet.
have to
Congratulations.
feed that thing.
Starving him a little bit so he'll chill out.
And as your mind goes, and it drifts, whereas normally you would dream, now there is nothing. There is but empty and black. You find yourself standing in the middle of this vacant space, next to each other. Is there anything that you do want to say to each other?
What does it look like around?
It ain't nothing but black.
Oh, it's just like the abyss. Okay. Hi, Garfantis. Do you know where we are?
I'm dreaming this is what it's usually like.
Really?
No. I usually dream of home.
Yeah, I definitely don't dream of nothing. This is pretty odd. Think this
But
has
I'm
anything to do with that
dreaming
book?
not you. Well, more than likely. It reminds me of the nothingness we saw when you opened that book.
That's what I was thinking.
Except you, I can't remember if I saw you in the nothingness. I think I did.
Oh, I was definitely in some nothingness. So you were too then?
Makes sense.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're dreaming, is there any way you can prove it? Or, I don't know, make me do something crazy?
They do say if you know you're dreaming, you can make things reality in the dream. That's what one of the other fighters told me at the ring. I'm gonna dream that there are flamingos here.
Princess has eyes and thinks really hard about flamingos.
You think really hard about flamingos for a second here. As you are doing your thing, Alarin, as you begin to feel around the area around you, you get the sense that you are standing on some kind of like mud or like wet soil almost. Make a perception check for me.
Okay. 11.
11, good enough. You begin to gather that the soil, first and foremost, is tilled in rows going forward. And you look a little closer and you can see coming out of the soil little flecks of white. Sharp, white, long things.
Oh, he'll try to kind of like see if he can clear this wet soil a little bit with his staff.
You begin poking around and removing the loose dirt, and it reveals more of this thing. You see what is a bone connected to a rib cage, connected to a neck, connected to a skull, half of which is buried underground.
And then do I see more of these like white shard looking things?
You see more of the bones, and also little bits of like sticky red stuff, muscle and blood.
Bingo.
Ooh, he's gonna bury that a little bit more. Replace the dirt.
You think really hard about flamingos, and you feel something ahead of you.
Open my eyes.
You open your eyes, and it is a flame.
Oh,
A
that's
flame
not
of
right.
green. Away. They just.
It's that magical fire up there.
I'm not sure. I think I found bodies in a field. It's almost like they're being farmed.
Oh, it's the Pumpkin King. We heard the story, now he's coming for our dreams. We gotta get out of here.
The fire is moving closer. And with it, you kind of hear this faint. There's something being dragged behind it.
You're gonna pick up Alarin and put him on my shoulder and turn and go the other way. Gotta get away from this Pumpkin King.
You begin running away. Running, and yet the fire is still approaching. Nothing. You are running and going forward, but you are not at the same time.
Spell that fire. You can do magic on magic fire, right?
Well, I could maybe try to make some fire.
No, I don't want more. I want less. Dispel. You can do that, right? You can stop spell with spell.
120 feet away. 100 feet away. It's getting closer. What are you doing?
You know what? He's just gonna shoot Ray of Frost at the fire.
Sure, go ahead.
When it gets 60 feet, I guess.
That's an attack roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
It's the Pumpkin King. We heard about him. Now he's coming for our dreams.
that's 17.
17. I'm gonna check. It stats real quick. I haven't used this stat block in a while. I think that might just hit.
King. God damn it.
Listen, bro, you'll open the
Getting
fucking
into
book.
all
Don't blame
these supernatural shenanigans.
me. 17 hits.
Oh, okay. That is 4 cold damage, I guess.
As it approaches you closer and closer, you do begin to see the fire in greater light, it begins getting bigger and bigger, and in the middle you do see this strange orange plant twisted and gnarled into the form of a fanged face, like someone has carved out the mouth into pointed teeth.
It's the Pumpkin King.
And closer. The body itself made of twisting vines and roots, thorns, and dragging behind it a large, menacing scythe. As you hold out your hand and the ray of frost goes out, it impacts in the shoulder and it recoils but keeps going forward, dragging the scythe, almost limping as it goes.
Garfantis smash!
He's set down alarm behind me. You keep running and bring out the wrecking ball. Start swinging it, getting ready for him to come in and go into a rage.
Yeah, you bring out the wrecking ball and begin going to rage, and as it's limping towards you, you hear it start talking. You hear it say, two is too many. Ready! As it's limping forward. Coming into range, you can go ahead and release your attack if you want.
Yes, I do, recklessly. Good thing I did, because I rolled bad on the first one. Hey, I think I rolled bad twice. It's hard to read this dice. I can't use it anymore. Oh yeah, that's actually good. 19 hit.
19 hits.
And that's big boy. 14 points of damage. Or 12, sorry, 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Okay, cool. Yeah, 12 points of damage. Awesome. You get the sense as the wrecking ball swings wide and impacts into some of the roots and twisted thorns that make up this body, sending some of it into splinters outwards. Doesn't do as much as you thought it would.
And down, Pumpkin King.
It strides up to you, and the hand that's not on the scythe goes straight for your neck. And it grabs and is going to try and lift you up off the ground. It's essentially trying to grapple you. So you can make athletics or acrobatics to try and avoid it.
I get advantage on athletics because I'm raging. Oh shit, I threw my dice. I'll use a different one. Wrong dice, don't fail me now. They failed me, but the ducky did good. So 17.
17. You feel the spiked thorn fingers dig into your neck and begin to pierce your skin, little drops of blood coming out as it lifts you by the chin up off the ground, maybe 3 feet. Alarin, as you are running away, another flame appears right in front of you, and it's going to do the same thing to you. There are now 2 of the same creature. Go ahead and roll.
So it's just strength or dexterity?
Athletics or acrobatics? Your choice.
Okay. Awesome. I will do acrobatics. Oh. That is dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Surprisingly enough, as it goes to grab for you, you dodge out of the way and keep running? Or do you stay there?
Honestly, I probably would have kind of ignored Garfantis' advice a little bit. Like, I would have probably stepped back some, but like then wanted to turn around. But then I guess I would have saw this fire try to grab me. So then I would turn around and probably try to get a better shot at what I now see holding Garfantis.
Yeah, Gar. You see the one looking up at you, holding you there? The head kind of tilts, and as it does so, the flame stays straight up. The pumpkin just kind of cocks at a 45-degree angle. You hear it say, I like you.
It's harder to understand him than it is.
What do you guys want to do?
If I can swing again, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll try to shoot a firebolt at its face, see if I can get it to let go of him.
And I
Chance is about to make him some pumpkin pie.
recklessly, baby. 22 to hit.
22 hits.
That's another 12 points of damage.
Okay, 12 points of damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alarm, what were you doing?
Mine, I was shooting a firebolt at the one holding Garfantis, trying to break it free. So that was a 21.
21. You go ahead and shoot the firebolt out, and you see the flame get drawn into the head.
shit.
No fire. Stop
It
fire.
flashes
Not
orange
more.
for a second before returning to its green. On its go, both of them are going to make a scythe attack on each of you.
Fair enough.
Okay.
He has
So-
advantage against me.
The one against, we'll do Alara and you first. Actually, we'll do you, Gar, first. We'll do you.
Aye.
Because you're a big, bulky boy. That's hits. Natural 19.
Yeah.
You take 12 points of slashing damage and 2 points of fire damage. Reduced because you're raging?
I am raging, so yeah, it would reduce the slashing, but not the fire.
Okay, so
Should be
6
done
and
there.
2.
Yeah.
And you, Alaran, straight roll hits with a 26.
Whew.
You take 13 points of slashing damage
Ooh, lordy.
and 7 points of fire damage.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm down.
So you are
Little
down
dinky wizard.
with an impact. There is no blood, right? There is no open gash or wound, but the scythe just rakes across his midsection. He crumples, and Gar, you see it. You see the one holding you say, "You are strong."
Full bellowing and trumpeting and gonna go for another slash. I mean, swing. I don't slash. I smash. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Hits.
Or smash.
Gar smash. Not as good smashing this. I'm only 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. It's going to use its action to pick you up and push you, jam your head into the dirt, and move you about 3 feet, dragging your body behind. And as it does so, you hear it again. Your rage is good. It's your turn again.
I'm gonna. Can I hit it from here then? Like, can I hit the arm that's holding me since it pushed me? Okay.
Yeah. It's still holding you.
Yeah.
You're still grappled.
I just didn't know if I could still hit it or not. Recklessly again. Hey, that's a 23 to hit
23 hits.
for a big boy. 4 it is. So plus, so it's total of 10 points of damage.
You're hitting this thing and it is taking damage.
Mhm.
It is. It's just not seeming to affect it real crazy. Then it pushes down on your head and you feel your tusks dig into the dirt. A little bit of soil goes into your eyes and you are pushed further and further down until you break through to something and you flip and you are now alone in another soil. This thing holding you again, but from the back of the head upright. You're kind of dangling back where you were. It is this point that you hear it say, "I choose you. Find the scythe. Light the flame. Kill the vampire." And it drops you.
I wouldn't have time to grab it back to pull it through the hole.
It drops you, and there is no hole it's dropping you into. You've essentially flipped around like 90 degrees into another gravity, and now it's just dropping you into the dirt.
And is its hand still up here, though, on my turn, is what I'm wondering.
Yeah, its hand is still there.
Can I grab its hand and try and rip it through the dirt up to my side?
You sure can. Go ahead and roll an athletics check for me. And it'll reverse grapple thing. to you.
24.
24. Yeah, you do so. You go
Grab
ahead
and
and
just
dig
rip it
your
off the
feet
ground.
into the dirt where you came from and pull as hard as you can. And as you flip, pulling it back through the dirt, back to this plane where Alarum was on, you begin pulling it up, and as the head comes through and lights up the area around, you're alone again. He's not here.
That's what my turn was. If it's taking its turn.
Yeah. It takes its turn and climbs out of the dirt, pulls the scythe back around, and just lobs it over the top of you. It's going to pull it straight down into your skull in between the eyes.
Fair enough.
Hits with a natural 17.
It is. Oh no, it's not advantage. I didn't reckless there. I grappled, so.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was just for crit purposes is what I meant.
Yeah, 8 points of slashing damage.
4.
Sorry, not 8. 14 points of slashing damage.
Heft is 7.
And an additional 6 points of fire damage.
All right. I'm still up, baby.
You're still up?
Yeah.
Cool, it's your go.
Let's bring another flail at it recklessly. I'm mad it killed my friend, but I think I missed this time, finally. 11.
11 does miss.
Trying to recover from pulling him through it. Don't get a good swing on him.
As you swing the flail around, it buried the scythe into your skull. And as it pulls it out, no blood. You are not native to this realm. You are not feeling the pain, but it is. Its form is not tolerating all of the abuse. And as you hurt it, you hear it scream. And it swings again. Hits. I'm not even gonna fucking natural 12 plus 10 hits. 16 plus 6. 22 points of slashing damage on this one. Reduced to 11.
I'll go down on this one.
As it screams and brings a scythe around to your neck, you feel the blade. And then your eyes open. And you bolt up out of bed, sitting straight upwards, and Alarin is off to the side, and he is doing the same thing that you are.
Ooh. that was something.
I will pick Alarin up again with my trunk, so he's off the ground as I'm looking down to make sure nothing's coming to grab us. Full edge of rage at this point. I'm edging.
What? Explain what that is real quick, Baka.
Yeah, when you're about to rage, but you aren't going over to the actual rage yet.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is?
Yeah. All you kids out there, say that in your games.
Yeah, don't Google that.
So
I didn't even know what that was.
Quick, Equid.
It's something else. That's not what it is supposed to mean. Don't Google it.
I'll tell you after the game.
Did the pumpkin voices sound like the one coming out of the book, or did it sound different?
Sounded the same.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I think that had something to do with our experience earlier. This place is very strange.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. I guess he'd look himself over. Do I have any weird cuts or bruises or anything?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. That is 12.
12. Yeah, looking over yourself, nothing. The one thing that you do see is just faintly, as Gar is sitting up, this faint sizzle of some kind of magic above his forehead.
Ooh, that doesn't look right. And does it kind of go away very quickly, or is it still there, kind of just sizzling?
It just goes away.
Okay. Something happened to your head there, Garfantis?
I can't see. You pull Alarin closer as he's holding him up with his trunk. You see anything?
No, I just saw some sort of fizzle or something. I didn't know. Do we remember everything that happened?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Make an Arcana check for me while you're at it.
Okay. Where is that? Oh yeah. Okay. Ooh, so that's a 25.
Yeah, just because something sizzled doesn't mean that it's not there anymore.
Ooh. Damn. Okay. Did I actually use my last spell slot in my dream?
No.
Okay. So
No,
he'll just
Dream is not real you. We all know this.
okay. He'll quick cast detect magic just to see anything if anything's
Yeah.
going on.
There's a faint there's a faint magic above Gar's head, right here. I'd say the school is illusory in nature.
Ooh.
And you, with your detect magic, you begin to pick it out. It is writing in a language. I don't think you speak it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I only know unless it's Elvish, Dwarvish, Draconic, or Common, or Loxodon. I don't know.
It is not, unfortunately.
All right. Something's going on up there. Definitely magical. I believe it's writing. I don't quite understand. Did anything happen to your head while you were in there?
I was fighting him. I think he might have got me.
Oh, did he hit you up here? And he like poke the spot?
I think so. I was real mad, and sometimes things just happen. He said words when I was mad, though. When were you there? Or was that Dream you?
I was there. I'm kind of curious how this worked. I haven't heard of too many people having dreams together.
Well, after you fell, he said words at me. Something about finding a thing, a scythe thing, and lighting fires that will kill the vampire.
Oh, well, that's a weird way of helping us, kind of.
But didn't the madam tell us to find a weapon? A weapon. She said weapon location would be at the house, fallen house guarded by a stone thing.
Oh, yeah. So I wonder oh wait, I'm trying to think. I wasn't conscious when he talked about that, right? Did he mention anything about a holy light? I think that's what Madame had said.
She did. She was talking about that with the healer, the pool blessed by the white sun. You remember?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I must have got that confused with the Abjure
right.
Fallen House.
She said a lot of words.
Well, I don't think there's much we can do about it tonight.
She talked about a fire too, but that might be separate. Because I was with the lady over the fire. That's where we'll get the book.
Yeah, that's for the book. And then the weapon on the highest peak where the light shines. Light could be fire. Maybe the scythe is the weapon. Did he tell you where to find it?
No, he just put me in the ground and I pulled him back.
Man, well, hopefully that doesn't happen again. That was not pleasant.
We should just not sleep anymore, I think.
Well, unfortunately, we have to sleep. But I don't know. I'll try at least.
I worry for Irina.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Madame did say we could go in the morning, right?
We should sleep fast so that morning comes.
I think that's a very good idea.
Don't go finding the Pumpkin King again.
Oh no, I will run very far away next time. That hurt a lot.
Just slowly set him back down on his feet. All right, go back to bed now.
Oh man. Yeah, so he'll try to sleep.
Yeah, after a while of trying to find it, eventually you guys do bed down. No mechanical penalties here.
Nice.
And your long night's rest commences. You do not level up.
Damn it.
And the next morning, as the semblance of light begins to shine down on Barovia, I think that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Ooh.
So, what's in the book and what isn't? Who knows? Fucking none of it was. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. Yeah. Make sure to check out Rhyme on Wednesday. But apart from that, let's keep making stories together, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.